Hey, how are you guys doing today? Yes, indeed. It's a pleasure to be here again. And of course, we're continuing our video series of what's happening in the Forex market. Yes, so you can see now we're jumping straight into the news. The fundamentals is key. We talked about this yesterday as well. If you look very well, this is yesterday, December 13th. I want to quickly show you based on the high impact news that we had, and that was 2:30 p.m. Nigerian time, 1:30 p.m. UK time. You can do the maths, work on the time zone yourself. We had the key one for the CPI, yeah, the CPI for the dollar, for the US dollar, all of them high impact. Now, look at this. This was more or less a no-brainer. Why? Because when the news came out at this point in time, everything came out negative. And most times I always say it's always good when everything aligns. So everything came out negative. What does that mean? That means that it is negative for the dollar. Negative for the dollar simply means that what? The dollar would sell, meaning that the dollar should drop, right? And this is very big over here by this time, right? And this is the news for yesterday, December 13th. So if we cross over to our charts quickly, let's switch back to the chart. We'll still come back to the news, the fundamentals based on Forex Factory, that is. So now, look at what we had yesterday. This is the dollar from the daily time frame. Don't forget the daily time frames are always very key, very, very important. So you can see the daily time frame for yesterday. You can see it ended up being a bearish one. And then this lows over here, look at this, this lows over here. It's more or less sitting down there with this with this wick that dropped lower, but the bias came in a bit, but it is still very, very weak. But from here where it is, it could as well push higher. You can see we already marked this area here as a form of support here, and it acted as resistance here, a flip zone, very, very important. You can see could as well push higher from here, or could as well break down some more, use this level as a launching pad for more shots, and then drop further down. Now, there's something I'm going to do for you now quickly for this dollar daily time frame. If we put in the Fibonacci, I don't know that we have Fibonacci traders here, but if you put in the Fibonacci, right, drawing Fibonacci from the lows to the highs, I'm just going to quickly show you this. You'll see something now. Let me also clean up this chart quickly so it doesn't start to get a bit too messy. So you can see now we had the 38.2 level, but no confluence with support or resistance. And then we had the 50 level, which is this over here, confluence, but no trigger, and it seems to be failing. Now, if you look very well, the 61.8, which is equally very key, it matches with this area here that you can call a demand zone. So price might as well be heading down to this place, right? Don't take my word for it. This is just my own analysis. And of course, don't forget, as a disclaimer, our disclaimer, this market, this business, it carries a high level of risk. And what we're doing here is strictly for learning purposes and not to be used as a form of signal. What we're doing is just following price to have a better understanding of what is happening, and then you can take advantage. Now, if this 61.8 here does not hold and it drops to this area here, I see this area here is a form of resistance. There's some little support here on the breakout, but it's not a major one. So we can as well say that this is yet to be tested as support. But then what I'm just trying to show you now that is at this 61.8, if it breaks and comes down to this area here, this down move would be much stronger. And we can easily say that a new fresh down wave has occurred. This simply means that next year, what this circled area next year for the dollar might as well be a major uh, uh, reversal for the bears, right? Don't take my word for it. You should also check your charts and see whether it tallies, and then of course do the needful. Based on yesterday's dollar weakness, if you look at maybe like the Euro USD, of course, should be expecting the Euro USD to appreciate some more. And you can see we had this big bearish big bullish candle that pushed higher. But at the same time, right, at the same time, now you can see that it seems to be neglecting this triangle that we have. So we could do something also. We could delete this triangle based on the new development and then adjust the triangle for it to look something like this, meaning that it's giving off another pattern, right? It's giving off this rising triangle. So this is still in play for a form of shorts. And remember, this is from the monthly. You can see this is a major error from the monthly time frame. We're just dropping down to the daily to see things clearer, right? It's up to you based on what the time frame analysis approach. You can drop down lower on the time frames to get a clearer and also to get a more discounted entry. But don't forget, you doing this, you would have a lot of false moves. I'm going to soon cross over back to the news, and you can see I'm going to try my best not to take much of our time so that you can watch this and then get back to the charts. This is still pretty much early in the market. This is just before London opened, by the way. So we're going to have to see what London has in store for us as well. So also you could quickly have a look at gold. Don't forget, if the dollar is going down, we should also expect the gold to be going up, reverse. You can see that's what we have here. Look very well. I don't even have to draw anything. You can see the same pattern that we had on the Euro USD based on this rising triangle is similar to what you would have here. Let me just drag this in, similar to what you have here on gold. So I don't have to draw this. You should be able to see the pattern here as well. And of course, price tends to move in patterns. And look at this one. I already have this one drawn on the Bitcoin. Please check your chart for clarification as well. Don't just take my word for it. Always do your own, carry out your own analysis as well. If you look at what we have here, you can see we have this word flag pattern. You can see most times all these patterns, they tend to align based on what's happening to the dollar especially. So with all of these things that we've talked about, let's quickly, you can also check as many majors or any other currency pair that has the dollar inside. So now let's do something now. I'm going to do something now for you. We're going to cross back to our Forex factory. I want us to look at the news coming out today because, of course, we need to pay attention to today. So I'm going to click forward over here for it to go to December 14th, and let's see what we have in store for today. Yes, in a few minutes, but of course, by the time this video is ready, it would have been past this time. But in a few minutes, we have the CPI for the pounds. So expect volatility. This will most likely happen for the pounds pairs before you get to watch this video. But nonetheless, we can pay attention to this here, which is 8 p.m. Nigerian time, 7 p.m. UK time. And I believe it should be about 2 p.m. Yes, about 2 p.m. EST, Eastern time. Confirm with your time zone. Now you can see we have, just like yesterday for the USD, even after 8:30 p.m. USD, all high impact. And this is the big one, FOMC. If you are not aware of FOMC, please do your research on the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee data release. It's key high impact. It comes with a lot of volatility, comes with a lot of spread increments. A lot happens during this period. So if you have no directional bias on the dollar based on what we have here, I would advise you to sit it out. Sit on your hands. Yes. Or don't sit on your hands. Go and do something else. Do not be in front of your system so that you don't have itchy fingers and want to, oh, you see going up, you want to try to take advantage and click on buy the dollar only for it to go up a bit and then that same candle to go down. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You must have seen this a lot and you must have been guilty of a lot of losses. So with that said, pay attention to the FOMC. If you don't have anything, sit on your hands. And of course, by 10:45 p.m., we also have the big one, the GDP, gross domestic product for the New Zealand dollars as well by 10:45 p.m. So the market obviously is going to be volatile going later towards the end of New York session. So you need to be careful. The market as a build-up towards that period might be a bit quiet. Who knows? The market has a way of reacting. It could start to react just before the news, it could react during the news, it could react after the news, or whatever the case might be. It's just for you to be aware when we have the high impact news, because it tends to act as a catalyst, right? So with that said, always combine your fundamentals, of course, with your technicals, and of course, make sure they are aligned together, right? So I want to say thank you guys for tuning in, uh, staying with me. I hope my voice was okay, and I also hope I was not too fast as well. Other things are happening in the market, but of course, this is for today, and that's why we say you could always check your chart based on intraday, uh, uh, time frame, the analysis from there, and see whether you can take advantage of something. So I'm not giving you any direct direction. I'm not telling you to buy the dollar or sell the dollar or whatever. I'm just giving you my own what's happening in the forex market from my own point of view, based on what I can see on the chart and so on. So you do the needful. If you can take advantage, do take advantage. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me in today's what's happening in the forex market series. If it was helpful, give it a thumbs up, comments in the section below. And if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the YouTube channel, do what? Smash the subscribe button, destroy the subscribe button, and turn on the notification bell. And please also ensure you share the video, as if it was helpful for you, it should also be helpful for others as well. So thank you guys. Do enjoy the rest of the day and trade safely as well. Goodbye and God bless. Cheers.